plug this in every x you see. So it becomes limit s goes to 0. Okay. Let us plug in. So it would be minus this cube plus something that you tell me what shall I put. Go ahead, what shall I put in this?
Okay, so you put the minus, okay, like that. See, me, it's always like how to get started, because I don't know, like it just like confuses me the S in there. So you would just
I
put
mean, we said if it was h7, then the 7 should be right here, right there, in every x. I mean, this is a problem. We have x in two terms. So if that is a 7, I would plug 7, 7. That's it. Now I don't see a 7, I see x plus s. So that would be x plus s, s plus s. Okay, what is the last minus? The last minus stands for h. What is h? Is exactly what you see. So that you want to copy it exactly the same. Minus x cubed plus x. You see the one in the blue right here represents,
so how does the middle like
the middle
uh
came from that x.
okay.
Okay, because in the previous question we solved, there were here a 5. Okay, so that the only change. The change happens only in x, right? So if I have a 5 there, the change happens in this. Then that would be a 5 only. But right here, I see two terms in x. I see minus x cubed plus x. So that should change. This should change as well. Two things, here and there. For that reason, that pops in the middle. Okay, make sense?
Okay, but it's not just the X, it's the X plus S.
Yeah, well, why? Because if that was a 7, I should put a 7. But what I see is what I put. Now I should put x. Sorry, x or x plus x. That should be x only.
Yeah, that's what I was confused there. I was like,
No, it is x plus s. Because that is related to the first h. That is all, both those related to the first.
okay.
Okay, so that are those two together. Why? Because it came from both two things here. So let me write that came from minus x cubed and that came from x. But you are plugging x plus s in each. You see for what reason I'm putting the middle. Okay, the last one came from hx. Yeah, because hx is what you see.
Yeah.
Or are you confused? Okay, perfect. Now that is your first step. What happens next is remove the brackets. So that you can remove easily, but that cube we said follow the rule. So you have a minus at the, that minus you don't interfere till last step. That we cannot interfere now, keep it. So get the 3n as you memorize. That we memorized, right? Okay. So the one in the middle, remove the bracket. That's what I write. The last bracket remove as well. So that's what I write, isn't it? Okay, anyhow, it is designed so you have simplification happen. So go ahead. Now for sure that minus goes into, if that minus goes into, I mean, you can simply put the minuses. You wanna simply put the minuses if you don't mind. Do you agree? Okay. So which ones cancel? That one cancels the first. Minus x cancels the plus x here. That's it. So what do you write is what you see left. Tell me what are left. You see the one in red, it means because of the minus going into. So I have now minus s cubed. I have minus this. I have minus 12. And I have this s here. Is it okay? Any questions so far to this step? So far so good?
Yeah, then the S and S would eliminate.
Now the s is now every term here has an s. It would cancel that s.
Yeah.
Okay, so your answer will be simply that cube becomes a square. That s would be away from with that s. Okay, minus three. That s square becomes only one s, and that s becomes a one, right? That is your answer, no more fraction. But your limit has a value going to zero. So now s is a zero. You plug your s zeros. That is a zero. This is a zero. Which ones are left is minus 3x squared plus
But the
1.
last one should be zero, no? Like s divided by s gives
No,
zero.
but the s here with the s there becomes a 1.
Oh, okay.
That is the 1. So let me put those in red. That this s over s becomes the 1 here.
Okay.
Okay?
And then you
So be
put
careful.
zero.
That s is for all. You see, this is for all. It means it should cancel one s from every term. And that's what happened. Okay, so this is your final answer. And we mentioned, by the way, you are able to check if this is true. You can verify easily because that is meant to be deriving what you have. If you do the derivative of this, you see my 3x square is right and the plus x derived become 1. So it's correct. You can verify it mentally or work it out with the direct derivative. Verify by deriving by direct derivative, okay? If you derive it directly, you get the answer below. Yes. The question.